there, my lovely YouTube family. So today I thought I'd do a little story time, which is my road trip epic fails. I know you're like, oh, what kind of road trip fails are you talking about? Well, hold on, dramatic hair roll. Horror shows. Boy, so if you follow along on my blog, oh, and actually on my week in the life and day in the life vlogs that I do, you know that I frequently RV with a family friend. They bought an RV and didn't really want to RV by themselves, so I kind of started RVing with them. And I have my son, and I've kind of brought him along. So frequently we do a couple RV trips a year. And I've RV'd all up and down the West Coast, all over North America and Southern Canada, and all up the West Coast of Canada, and I've just had a great time with that. That's been really fun to do those. But that does mean that there's a lot of mileage in my road trip stories. One of the worst road trips was the start of my RVing journey. I went with my friend to help him pick up his RV, and this was in Ohio. And I got horrible food poisoning. I mean, just like poop your pants, horrible food poisoning, right? And nobody wants to start a road trip like that. And I was just so sick that the whole, I would say, first half of the trip, I had such bad food poisoning. Do not get the chicken salad sandwich at, I can't say name, beep, because in Ohio, just avoid chicken salad sandwich from chain restaurants. I was so sick, oh my God. And then my friend wanted me to test out driving the RV, which is still the only time he's ever let me drive the RV. And I drove it along the freeway, and I was like, stay focused, oh, don't vomit. And I made it. I didn't hit anything, I did a good job. Oh yeah. But I just remember thinking, oh, I just want to go lay down. And then we hit a fabulous, this was one of the coldest I've ever been in life, I think, actually. It was in, I think, the end of October, in northern Michigan. Yeah. No, it was in Minnesota. Oh yeah, don't you know? It was in Minnesota. And, you know, we're camping there in the RV, and it gets so cold that the propane stops turning into a gas that burns, right? It just doesn't work anymore. And so the heater turns off, and there's no heat. There's no electrical outlets at this campground, right? You're just boondocking. And I was so freezing. I was so cold that we turned on the hair dryer that was plugged into the car, to the RV, and it ran off the car battery and like would blow our little hands with the blow dryer. It was so cold. It was so freezing. Oh my God. And if you can imagine waking up at like some early ass time in the morning and you're like, why am I so cold? Why isn't the heater working? What's going on? And then you test out other stuff and you realize we had to Google this. I had to Google it. I didn't know that propane stopped functioning under a certain temperature. It was so cold. Oh my God, I was like so many bundles, right? I go, oh God, I'm not made for this kind of cold. I was freezing my butt off. Oh my God. And then another road trip I did a road trip with my son. And you know, I'm gonna take him to this beautiful beach, and it's in Southern California. Driving along, you know, we park, and it's a great time. We're just having a wonderful time. And he starts to get a little fussy as the evening rolls on, you know, and I make him dinner, and I think, boy, he's really fussy. And he and I both get this horrible flu that comes on that night. And it was so bad that at like 11 o'clock at night, we had to pull up stakes at this campground in this RV and road trip back to a friend's house, because there was just no way that either of us were gonna make it, right? We were just, and I remember being so sick. He was kind of like not feeling well and sickly and, you know, not super sick. I got super sick. I was like, I can't even walk. I just need to lay down in a blanket. Oh my God, I'm gonna die. It was such a bad, and it was a flu that just like came on. It was so bad. That was, as you can tell, most of my horrible road trip stories are getting sick, getting food poisoning, because that's the theme of this video. Trust me, I have a lot of also RVing with children and road tripping with children stories. My son has done a lot of miles in road trips for a young little lad, and he's not a fan of being in the car for long periods of time, so you can imagine how that goes. can't describe how horrible it is to be camping and having this great time. Like, oh, I road tripped all the way down here. And then getting so sick that you have to go up your trip. Because you're just like, okay, fine, the travel gods are against me. I'll see how it is. Road trips, I don't know if I recommend them. They're a lot of fun, but they aren't at the same time. And then your tuchus hurts all the time because you're sitting on it all the time. And you're like, oh, my butt cheek fell asleep. No fun, no fun. So let me know in the comments, what are your worst road trip stories? Have you ever flipped a car while road tripping? I knew somebody in college that flipped their car while driving. Oh, that's kind of scary. What are your worst categories of trip? Because I have trips that have gone bad because of poor planning, because of natural disasters, because of just traveling with kids. I've gotten sick, I've gotten food poisoning on different trips, and there's all sorts of ways that trips can go wrong, right? But I always think getting sick is one of the worst, because it's not just that your trip's like, oh, it's not the way you planned it. You can't enjoy it whatsoever. You are just sick as a dog. So until next time, feel free and check out my Patreon page for exclusive Patreon content, and check out my videos that are linked to Amazon in the description box. Until next time, don't forget to like this video.